the biggest selling album of 1998. Please welcome The Corrs.
How lucky we are to be doing what we're doing, to be working at something that we're talented at.
It really is a tremendous relief and a tremendous sense of fulfillment to have achieved as much as we have.
If you work hard enough, anything can happen. It is beyond our dreams.
We can play together, get on the stage, have the same dream, share in that. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Feelings mutual. I swear it.
Hi, my name is Billy Steinberg. I'm a co-writer on the song Intimacy, and you're listening to CorrsCast.
Hi, and a very warm welcome to episode 22 of CorrsCast. In this episode, I have the great pleasure of interviewing one of the world's most accomplished and celebrated songwriters, Billy Steinberg. Some of you who may not know of Billy's work prior to his involvement with the Corrs may know him for songs such as Like a Virgin for Madonna, True Colours with Cyndi Lauper, Eternal Flame for the Bangles, and So Emotional for Whitney Houston. His hits have spanned decades and are as far-reaching as they are now iconic. The focus for our time together was the song Intimacy for the Corrs' second album, Talk on Corners. Join me as I speak to Billy about his background in songwriting and his very candid thoughts behind the lyrics of this wonderful song and another that was worked on, but ultimately wasn't released. Enjoy. Billy, thank you very much for taking your time and agreeing to come on. Welcome to CorrsCast. It's a true pleasure to be able to speak to somebody who's not only a Grammy winner, but also has been inducted into the Songwriter Hall of Fame. So welcome to CorrsCast.
Thanks, Simon. It's a pleasure to be here.
I begin every episode asking, for listeners that may not know, the background to the guest prior to any involvement with the Corrs. And obviously, with you, I really don't know where to start. There's such a huge catalogue of incredible music that you've been a part of. But starting from your early memories of music, how did you get into writing songs?
Well, I always sang in rock bands when I was in high school. And then when I went off to college, it was in a small college in upstate New York. And I grew up in California, so I didn't know anyone at the college. I had my acoustic guitar with me, and I had notebooks full of poetry, and I started putting music to the poems. And I realized that I had found my calling, that I loved writing songs. I'd always loved music, and writing a song just was an incredible thrill.
Wow. And at what age would you say you wrote your first sort of poetry to music? At what kind of age?
18 years old.
Wow. And you were just hooked. It wasn't the fact that like you were getting response from other people that they were enjoying your work. It was just more the flow of what you could create.
Like I said, I'd sung in rock bands and we had sung cover songs.
Mm.
You know, we used to cover songs by the Kinks and the Animals and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and that sort of thing. So just the opportunity to write a song that was my own music and my own lyric, I realized I may have found my calling.
Yeah, and I think many that have listened to your work down the years would agree that it certainly has been your calling, and one that countless people have enjoyed richly. How did you take it to the next step and be paid for that work? Where did it go from then?
It took quite a while. When I got out of that college that I was talking to you about, I went to work for my father. My father was involved in agriculture. He grew grapes. And I went to work for him, and I kept writing my songs at night and on weekends. And finally, when I was in my late 20s, I put together a new band because I was writing more up-tempo kinds of music. One of the songs I had written it was called How Do I Make You? And Linda Ronstadt recorded it. And it became a top 10 hit for her in America. So all of a sudden, I was a known entity as a songwriter. She was a very popular female artist, and it put me on the map. And then Pat Benatar recorded a couple of my songs, and I started to get a name for myself. And then in August of 1981, I met Tom Kelly, and we wrote the song Alone that became a hit for Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And we wrote Like a Virgin for Madonna and True Colors for Cyndi Lauper. And we were going good.
Oh, yeah. Completely unstoppable in just the reach and I think the range of the different types of artists that were picking your work up as well. It's not just in one area or one genre. It seemed to be a complete plethora of artists that were rightfully drawn to your lyricism.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, no, it's an incredible honor to be able to talk to you. So I'm very thankful that you're willing to discuss your projects with the Corrs. How did that begin?
Well, I'm not sure that I can remember exactly. One thing is that's interesting. My wife, her name is Trina McKillen, and she's from Belfast.
Oh.
And her family moved from Belfast to Dublin. So I don't think I was introduced to the Corrs by my wife, although the Corrs did eventually, at least the three female members of the Corrs eventually came to our house in Los Angeles. But somehow, maybe it might have been through Jaymes Foster.
Yeah.
David Foster had signed the Corrs to his label, and his sister Jaymes Foster was like in A&R, and she may have I may have sent her the song Intimacy.
Wow. And then she thought that might be a good match for the Corrs.
Yeah.
You've mentioned the name, you've mentioned the song We Know You For on this album. Where did Intimacy start for you? Can you tell us the background of writing Intimacy and that whole process? Can you recall that?
Well, it had nothing to do with the Corrs originally. Rick Nowels, who's a well-known songwriter and producer here, he and I got together with a fellow named Neil Giraldo to write a song for Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar is Neil Giraldo's wife. So we wrote the song Intimacy. And even though Pat and Neil liked the song, they didn't feel like it was a Pat Benatar song. So at that point, Rick Knowles and I made a demo of the song.
Oh, wow.
And started to play it for people. And James and David Foster would have been among them.
Do you know what time period you would have originally written Intimacy?
I think it would have been in the mid-1990s, probably around 96, I would think.
Yeah, that seems to ring true for some of the credits I've read regarding the song. So it was sat as demo form with Jaymes Foster in A&R for quite some time. And then you would have been, I assume, contacted by the record company and said, hi, there's a band that's heard your demo and they're interested in recording it. Is that correct?
I don't really remember whether we submitted the song to the Fosters just for any artist on their label or whether we submitted it specifically for the Corrs. I don't remember. But I can send you the demo if you'd like to hear it.
I'd love to hear it, yeah, because that's the inspiration that the Corrs would have come along and said, oh no, this song we could make this ours.
Do you want to hear it right now?
I'd love to, yeah, I'd love to.
Last night before you fell asleep, you whispered something to me, was it just a dream? I'm gonna listen to you close, 'cause your butterfly kiss felt like a ghost. What are you trying to say to me? What are you trying to say? Everybody's searching for intimacy. Everybody's hurting for intimacy. We come into this world alone, from the heart of darkness, the infinite unknown. We're only here a little while, and I feel safe and warm when I see you smile. Baby, don't move away from me. Baby, don't pull away. Everybody's searching for intimacy. Everybody's hurting for intimacy. Remember when you were a child and your mama would hold you in her arms and rock you to sleep? Now, darling, it's just you and I. Let's give each other everything, baby, baby.
And that would be what the Fosters and the Corrs heard, made them decide to use the song for Talk on Corners.
That vocal is beautiful.
The guy who sang it, his name was Marc, spelled M-A-R-C,
Mm-hmm.
Nelson, Nelson. And he was one of the original members of the boy band Boys to Men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then later he was in a band called As Yet, Azyet. So he was he was pretty well known in the
Oh, yeah.
world of Los Angeles sort of hip hop, R&B sort of singers. He wasn't an unknown guy.
No, not at all. Not at all. With regard to writing intimacy, can you tell us the story behind the lyrics?
Well, I always write the lyrics ahead of the music.
Hmm.
So in the case of that song, I would have arrived at Rick Knowles' studio in Los Angeles to meet Neil, Giraldo, and Rick. And I would have had that lyric and I would have presented it and they would have said, yeah, let's write a song to this.
Wow.
And let me see, I'm pulling up the lyric here.
Thank you.
Just give me 1 second. It says, last night before you fell asleep, you whispered something to me. Was it just a dream? I'm gonna listen to you close because your butterfly kiss felt like a ghost. I rather like that line.
It's beautiful.
And it says, what are you trying to say to me? What are you trying to say? Everybody's searching for intimacy. Everybody's hurting for intimacy. Just Just the idea of longing. It's really a song about longing. It then says, we come into this world alone from the heart of darkness, the infinite unknown. We're only here a little while, and I feel safe and warm when I see you smile. Baby, don't move away from me. Baby, don't pull away. Everybody's searching for intimacy. And then it has a bridge where it says, remember when you were a child and your mama would hold you in her arms and rock you to sleep. Now there's just you and I. Let's give each other everything. But I think the key part of the song for me is really right up at the top where it says, last night before you fell asleep, you whispered something to me. Was it just a dream? I'm going to listen to you close, because your butterfly kiss felt like a ghost. What are you trying to say to me? Everybody's searching for intimacy, just trying to get, to penetrate a person's barriers. I guess that's what it's really about.
Did it just come to you? Was it based on personal experience or something you'd overheard?
No, I never, I just write like stream of consciousness.
That's what I'd read and that's what I'd heard. Yeah, which is it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
It would have just popped out.
Wow. Popped out and into a pop record that sold millions upon millions of copies worldwide. Yeah, I know many, many fans who this song is their favorite. This song is their quite clearly the one that they feel most touched by in the entire album. And a song that's related to previous relationships for them, where somebody is searching for that intimacy and looking for that connection. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
From the demo version and from you reading out the lyrics so thankfully, we can see that some of the lyrics were changed in the final version of the song. Instead of butterfly kiss, it was 'cause your goodnight kiss felt like a ghost.
Yeah, I thought that was really like ruining the song.
This is why I ask.
To me, a butterfly kiss felt like a ghost is really poetry.
Mm.
And to say your goodnight kiss, that just felt so mundane. I thought, why would they make the best line in the song worse?
How does that feel as a songwriter who's established and has worked with many greats and has had so much success? You hand a demo over. Is it like a child that you're protective of, or is there a part of you where you feel it might be changed?
I don't know. I was annoyed by it.
And do you have to agree to the changes? Do you get a chance to say, no, I don't want that change, so you can't have the song?
Well, by the time they would have made the changes and I would have heard it, the record probably would have been released, and I wasn't going to like sue them or something.
Sure.
In fact, I felt like they were good friends of mine, the three sisters. And so I never said anything to them, even about my disappointment that they had changed that key line.
Yeah, it's interesting. I highlight that as a change when it's that's the, like you say, the key line that you've already picked out as the one that's the real heart of the song.
Yeah.
Which studio did you record Intimacy in?
We recorded it at A&M Records. That was probably the vibiest, most desirable studio in Los Angeles at that time. And I think, David Foster, the fact that he was involved, he would have wanted it to be at a really nice studio. And he came in and he played synth bass on the record.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that in the credits. I was like, oh, I wonder if he'd come in. But yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You shared an incredible photo, which is beautiful, of the three girls in the band and you and Rick. Was that taken at the studio?
That was taken at A&M Records.
Yeah. And who took the photo? Any idea?
It would have been taken by a photographer friend of ours, a guy called Robert Zuckerman. He was a legit photographer. It wasn't just sort of a snapshot. It was effort. Yeah, we were trying to make a nice picture.
It comes across in the image. You look beautiful. You all do. You all do.
I don't know if it's still there, but I gifted a copy of that photograph to my brother-in-law who owns Captain America's on Grafton Street.
Oh.
And so that photograph should be hanging on the wall at Captain America's. Although, I don't know, maybe they took it down. But it was there the last time I looked.
Next time I'm in there, if it's there, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I believe you worked on a number of songs with the band and not just Intimacy when they were in the studio. Could you enlighten us more regarding that? How about if I gave you the title of In Love Too Deep?
Yeah, I wrote a song. I had a song by that title.
I have a copy of the Corrs singing it.
Oh, was it In Love So Deep or Too Deep?
So Deep, but it was registered under two different names. Yeah, In Love So Deep. Is that the same song?
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about In Love So Deep, especially when I only know half the song and half the lyrics? Can you remember when that song originated?
I remember it had some lyrics that were sort of referenced the concept of getting married in a ring, but I probably would have to just hunt for it. I think it's boring as hell.
It was never released.
No, I'm glad. It wasn't worthy of being released. It's boring. I don't claim it.
Wow. Okay. I'll we'll underline it at that. You mentioned that the girls came to your home in LA.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Jim?
No, I never met him.
Wow. Any idea why? What's the story behind that?
I don't know why. I really don't know why. I guess because they were going to sing Intimacy and he wasn't going to sing on it. Did he play on the track?
He's not credited on the track, no.
Then maybe he didn't play on it. Guess not.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrea was always the ambitious one, and Sharon and Carolyn sort of seemed to be almost reluctantly going along for the ride.
What made you think that she's ambitious?
She was like the lead singer. She was just sort of the front person, you know, and just clearly was the little star of the group.
Cute.
She used to suck her thumb, which was rather unusual.
Especially in a studio setting, right?
Yeah, I mean, she would just sit on a stool and just suck her thumb like a little baby. But it was cute. It was sort of endearing, but also very unusual. She probably still does it.
Yeah, it's probably, especially if you get to that age, I think it's probably like one of those habits that just stays by then. Yeah.
Yeah. No, at one point in time, I felt like I was, you know, my wife and I were close personal friends of the three sisters. They came to our house for dinner in Los Angeles, and we met up with them in Dublin. My brother-in-law is very friendly with Bono, and I know that Andrea was friendly with Bono and did a duet with him and stuff. So it was kind of like a small world kind of thing, you know.
Well, the music scene in Dublin is a small world, but one with a huge impact. Yeah, it's beautiful to hear that you would count them as friends, and that was reciprocated both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you think of any other stories or any things that happened while recording in the studio?
It just seemed to go smoothly, although I don't know why I didn't squawk about them changing the lyric to "Good Night Kiss." I mean, to me, if that were to happen today, I would have said, then don't record the song because you're like wrecking my favorite line in the whole song. But at that time, I guess it was meaningful to me to get a song on this Corrs record, and I just wanted to go along with them.
Why do you think it was meaningful for you to have a song on the record at that time?
You know, I was very ambitious, and they seemed to be an up-and-coming international group, and I thought, you know, I don't want to like insist on something and they'll say, well, then we just won't cut it.
That's fair, isn't it? That's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for allowing me to take so much of your time. It's honestly been an honor to not only have you in the show, to hear of your experience working with the band and of a deeper delve into the song Intimacy. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Simon. Good luck with it.
You are more than welcome.
Take care.
You too. Thank you, Billy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I must say it was an incredible privilege to be able to speak with Billy and to be able to record his thoughts on a song we love and how adaptations to the lyrics made him feel. If you've enjoyed this episode, then why not go back and listen to previous interviews with a range of professionals that have played their part in forming the projects that eventually came to be the first two albums by the band. I know I ask each episode, but please do consider liking, reviewing, and subscribing on the platform you're listening on, whether that be YouTube or via your favourite podcasting app. If you wish to discuss this episode with other listeners, this is best achieved via the show's Discord channel, links to which can be found in the show notes, or via the website www.CorrsCast.com. If you wish to contribute to the show's running costs, this can now be done via the show's Patreon page at patreon.com/CorrsCast. Again, a link to this can be found on the show's website. In this interview, Billy mentions a photo of himself and Rick Nowels with the band, taken by his late friend Robert Zuckerman at A&M Records. A link to this image can be found via the show notes. The same photo is still proudly hung in Captain America's on Grafton Street in Dublin today. Again, thank you for listening. You've been listening to CorrsCast, and keep on coring.
Why do you care so much about all this stuff?
Wow. I I guess there's a couple of reasons. I'm glad you realize I do care, but I guess there's a couple of reasons. Firstly, my father was a big fan of the band before he died.
Yeah.
And it was in my childhood home when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So it's an integral part of my kind of liking of music.
Uh-huh.
And the band and the music got me curious about Ireland. And my partner's Irish, and I go to Ireland regularly, and I love the Irish people and their culture and their music. And it's just another segue into that.
Oh, okay.